I'd like to begin with just a statement here. This is the 20th Crystal Apple banquet that I have been to, and I've never been to one where everybody's having a good time. You know, I look around and when like everybody's visiting, do I go up and, well, no, they're having a good time over here. No, they're having a good time over there. You know, I go back to a long time ago out at Southwind when we first started all this. You know, these front four tables, that's all the people that were there. But, you know, everybody was just sitting there going like, oh no, I don't know what to do. And to be honest, we really didn't. Well, my name is Shelby McNutt, and I'm going to be your MC for this evening for another exciting Crystal Apple Awards ceremony presented by our Garden City Area Chamber of Commerce. I do feel privileged that I was a Crystal Apple teacher back in 1996. That was the second year of existence of our ceremonies. As you see, we are surrounded this evening by beautiful Christmas decor. It's been prepared for the Russell Child Development Center Fantasy Tree Festival this coming weekend. For the past 21 years, this program has grown through the support of our community sponsors, many of whom have been with us from the very start of this program. As we give them recognition throughout this evening, we ask that you too let them know how grateful you are for their continued support of the Crystal Apple program. Every day, we place a huge responsibility. I was almost right on cue. Every day we place a huge responsibility on our educators to provide our community with the next generation of future leaders and a strong workforce. We instill the confidence in your students that you can attain anything they desire in their lives. Imagine our next generation inspired by you, daring them to dream, and that truly anything is possible and everything is achievable. To our 6 finalists this evening, we invite you to relax. This is your night, a night of celebration. We honor you and thank you for what you do for our students and our community. I would like to welcome Rick Tomachek to the podium, who will be giving our invocation for this evening. Rick?
Please bow our heads. Dear God, we know that you're with us. You're in this place. We know that you'll be with us when we leave. And we thank you for 6 very, very special people that have contributed to our community, some for a longer length of time than others, but everyone is dedicated and deeply involved and concerned about the next generation. We thank you, God, for these 6 teachers, for these outstanding teachers and all educators in our community, our county, and of course throughout the nation. God, we thank you for what you do for us, and thank you for this food, and be with us as we enjoy the evening and enjoy each other. And we know that Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and we want to thank you for everything that you provide. In your loving name, we ask these things. Amen.
Amen.
Well, it looks like the Clarion staff is ready to serve dinner for us this evening. So let's enjoy our meal and we'll resume our festivities as soon as that's over with.
Ask Dr. Carlin and Jean Rush to give anyone who is here release time or time off from work for their participation. They rejected that idea. But this year I realized I was thinking too small. After all, this is an event with hundreds of hours of work going into it, a lot of effort. Teachers are drafting applications that require analysis of themselves, their teaching philosophies, things they thought they were done with when they were in college. They were interviewed. It involved close observation of teachers while in their natural habitats, their classrooms, and teachers hoping that on the appointed day their students would be well behaved. Then I thought, I could add data to my presentation. I could also use acronyms that only half of the people in the room are going to know. There will be collaboration during the evening. There's food, and I can invoke the spirit of Commissioner of Education Randy Watkins. If I did all of this, surely we could call this an in-service. Alas, my idea was again rejected. However, I am nothing else if not persistent. So expect an annual call next year as well, Dr. Carlin and Jean Rush. One of these days, I will get you the time off that you deserve for being here this evening. So to make my case for next year, I am hoping the superintendents are paying very close attention and will realize what an in-service opportunity this could be. First, the data. There were 84 nominations this year. There were 13 semifinalists. There are 6 finalists. Congratulations to all of you. There are 286 school districts in the state of Kansas. Only 80 of those districts send nominations to KSDE, the Kansas State Department of Education, for the State Teacher of the Year Award. 2 of those are in Finney County. And only one organization puts on this great of an event for our teachers. So thank you to the Chamber. So there is the data. Under NCLB, No Child Left Behind, and ESEA, Elementary and Secondary Education Act, which were first enacted under President Bush, the goals of schools shifted. The focus of teachers became that of making AYP, Annual Yearly Progress, an arbitrary number that teachers needed their students to score on the annual state assessments. It seemed to be the only thing that mattered in life. A 6th grade teacher could have a student that entered their classroom reading at a 2nd grade level, take that child to a 5th grade level, yet if that student did not make AYP, that teacher failed. Those days seem to be gone now with the new call to arms from Commissioner of Education Watkins. The federal government even seems to be somewhat on board taking NCLB and ESEA and coming up with ESSA. This must be some kind of weird engaged New York word problem. Or perhaps an odd mix of elements to create a new chemical reaction. But ESSA is every student succeeds at. What does that mean, though? In Kansas, the call to arms is Kansans Can, and we are putting students first. We are doing this using the state assessments as only one data point and returning the focus to teaching and students, making sure that students receive individual learning plans to meet their needs, whether that be the rigors of VOTEC or medical school. And these 6 teachers here tonight are living that mantra, putting students first. Whether it is flipping a classroom so that students receive the lecture via technology and then one-on-one with them in the classroom, using alternate seating and taking out desks and chairs to make a more friendly learning environment, teaching children the love of lifelong learning, mixing phonics with fitness, providing dating advice through light-emitting diodes, or converting the size of a real Pokemon into centimeters. These 6 teachers understand the much-needed shift to putting students first. Teachers, I hope that when you look out tonight, you realize that you are not alone in your classroom. The community is standing behind you and supports you in all of your endeavors. While there will only be 3 winners named tonight, in reality, there are thousands of winners, the students of USD 457 and USD 363. Best of luck to you, and thank you for all that you do to make Finney County a better place to live. Thank you.
There we go. Thank you. Also joining us tonight are several distinguished guests and board members from our local school districts. From Holcomb USD 363, Superintendent Jean Rush. From Garden City USD 457 Board of Education, Laura Blake Bors. Also representing Garden City USD 457, Superintendent Dr. Steve Carlin. Deputy Superintendent Heath Hogan. Assistant Superintendent Renee Scott. Leanne Roderick, our Director of Elementary Education. And KJ Knoll, our Chief Financial Officer of 457. We would like to offer a special thank you to the individual schools for providing the wonderful table decorations for their Crystal Apple teacher finalists. The tables look great. It is now my honor to introduce to you our 6 finalists for tonight's Crystal Apple Awards. Please hold your applause until all are announced. And I'm going to ask our nominees to please stand when your name is called. Michelle Byer from Holcomb High School. Rebecca Bernfin from Bernadine Sitz Intermediate Center. Sarah Drabinski from Charles O. Stones Intermediate Center. Kim Freeland from Abe Hubert Elementary School. Dr. Jennifer Herdman from Garden City High School. Wendy Terpstra from Garden City High School. This is the 21st year of the Crystal Apple Awards. Over the years, we've had recognized many outstanding educators from Finney County. If you're a previous Crystal Apple Award winner, would you please stand and be recognized? In your program that was provided at the table this evening, there is a complete list of past year's winners. I would now like to introduce Steve Dyer, our Chamber President, who would like to explain the Chamber's involvement in the Crystal Apple program. Steve?
Good evening, everybody. Shelby was already standing, but he is a past winner, and we were talking at the table that it's been determined that he actually won it in the last century. So he was one of our first winners. He's going to sit down now. You know, it's interesting. A lot of people ask, you know, what's the Chamber's involvement in the Crystal Apple program? Why do we do it as an organization? You know, we're a business organization, and we focus on our members, our businesses in the community, and other things, but that's our main focus. But in 1995, there was a vision that the Chamber recognized, and the board and the volunteers, that the future of our workforce comes out of our schools. And our teachers mold and shape our future workforce. And nowadays you do a lot more than that. You know, you teach them hands-on skills and soft skills and everything else. So you have a huge role in how our future workforce is prepared. And so that's really what the Chamber sees as the support of you as teachers in our schools, and you really prepare those kids well to come out into the community and prepare for the workforce, prepare them for life, and that's really what you do. And the 6 of you here tonight are a great example of that. So it was started in '95. And I came on the Chamber in '97, so I've been involved for the past 18 years. I was gone for about 5 to Colorado, but during that time, Janice Stevens, who was an employee at the school district, was part of starting the program. And she worked at the school district for several years, and this was really, we called it her baby. And I kind of adopted the baby, you know, in '97 when I came onto the Chamber. So. We worked hours and hours and hours on the program, and as Shelby mentioned, you know, if the first couple of years, if you were a Crystal Apple teacher, you were automatically on the committee for the next year because it just took a while to get the program going. But she passed away recently. She had a battle with cancer and passed away recently, and the family was discussing a memorial in her memory. And one of her children decided that it'd be good to create a Crystal Apple Fund in her name, so the Janice Stevens Memorial Fund for the Crystal Apple program. And so that fund is being created. We've already received several memorials. We're meeting with the family in December to determine exactly what that memorial will look like. It's going to be some kind of an endowed fund tied in with the Crystal Apple program. So, you know, her legacy will live on with this program, and you know, if you've known Janice, you know that this program has her fingerprints all over it. And she loved the teachers and loved the school district, and so she's been very involved in it. So, but thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for all what you do for our future workforce and for our communities. And enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
My students in class know that I'm only 23. I had a good year. I've been asked to explain what the Crystal Apple teacher recognition process is and how it works. Well, a lot of it begins with you. You know, if you have your son or daughter in our school systems and, you know, you think that teacher's incredible, you can nominate them. Students nominate, parents nominate, other teachers nominate each other. Then from there, the application process is done by the nominees are notified from the chamber, and then you go through all this filling out the paperwork. And I know back in my day, we did it, you know, on a typewriter. When you got an 11 by 14 and you couldn't go past the 14. Yeah. That is then reviewed by a committee that's been put together, and they'll select down to, as you heard, the 12 or 13 individuals. They will go through personal interviews. I don't know what any of the 6 went through tonight. I don't want to go there again. We were at the community college in the Bronc Buster room, and they had all the lights on except one. And we walked up to this table, and they didn't let you sit down. You know, just like in all those movies. I wasn't ready. And then from there, we get our final 6. And then the final 6, they're here this evening. They were visited in their classrooms by a group of people that came in on the right day when everything was going really well. And now here we are. We're now down to, not far away, of coming to our top 3 this evening. As you can see, this is a pretty serious process to get there. And it does take a lot of dedication from community members who have served on 3 different committees to get down to our final 6. I would like to recognize these people if they're here this evening and ask them to please stand as their name is called. Lee Barrett from State Farm Insurance. Joanne Booker from St. Catherine Hospital. Debbie Reynolds from the Golf Club at Southwind. Angie Price, retired educator. Brenda Reeve from Reeve Cattle Company. Donna Tanner from Commerce Bank. Kathy Deal from American State Bank. Ashley Freeberg from the City of Garden City. And Beth Tedrow, retired educator from Garden City Community College. Thank you very much for what you do. We would also like to recognize the chair of the Crystal Apple Committee, Roy Cessna, and also Rick Tomachek from the Chamber. Well, there's some videos that have been put together by some broadcasting students of Garden City High School. If any of these students are here, I would like for them to stand to be recognized for the work that they did. Madison Farr, Madison Knoll, Caitlin Kreitzer, Sarah Hansen, Well, they did a great job. You're going to get to see them here in just a few minutes. So at this point, Roy, let's do a video.
She's a very experienced teacher. She's a gifted teacher. She cares a lot for her kids. She's taken on this challenge of the flipped classroom and having a lot of success with it with the kids. Even this year, she's taking on a new class that's a pilot program across the state that we've gotten approved for, and she volunteered to be a part of that opportunity as well. So she's willing to take on those challenges and has been very successful with those challenges with her students, and even encouraging others in the profession to take on that challenge as well.
And then, do you have a goal for tomorrow? Okay, so to get an A. Anybody else have a goal?
To get a B.
To get a B?
She worries about the kids no matter what time. She'll always ask me before I go over to the first sport to just make sure I have all my homework for every class, not just this one, not just her class. She works really hard and she loves what she does. She really appreciates everything that we do in class, working hard for her. Like I said, though, she's a great person, and I really appreciate everything she's done for us.
The questions were those. Short answer, and how did I expect you to answer those?
Short word.
And I think that all teachers deserve to be recognized for what they do, and I don't know that I necessarily deserve it any more than any other teacher, but the fact that people have chosen to recognize some of the things that I've done just makes me feel good about what they see that I do outside of the classroom and in the classroom.
Coach Barr, she's always been a great teacher. She works hard at what she does. I've only had her for 2 years, but everybody's had really good, said a lot of good things about her. She likes working for the kids, not just for herself.
Choice test. Think about how you're going to answer the question before you actually look at the choices, because the choices might influence you. Then read all the answer choices. Then see if you can eliminate some of the choices.
She never has a problem trying new things. She's tried an innovative classrooms arrangement with her kids that is different than the normal tables and chairs. She's always willing to look that beyond what she might be able to do to help involve her kids in the classroom and get them engaged in their learning.
Yeah. Then how did they focus? Because the water. Because I don't know water.
My favorite thing about Mrs. Burton is that, like, whenever she's teaching, she likes to have fun as well as learning. So whenever she gives us the sitting arrangements, that kind of helps us learn and want to learn more.
The kids, it's a challenge every day and it's a fun one, and I like coming in and being new and different, and I like that my job is continuously challenging me to be outgoing, and the stress actually brings new ideas, and I just really enjoy the kids.
Centimeter.
10, very good. So you can measure in centimeters still and then just multiply by.
I think her energy level is something that sets her above the rest. She is constantly on the go, and it's on the go to help kids get better or do more or think higher.
The balloon.
Okay, the balloon, is it coming to or is it going to?
Going. Yeah. Coming.
It's a balloon that's strong. I think I'm way different than a lot of other teachers. I definitely have researched ways and skills that I can donate to my classroom that allows students to be in the front of the classroom or lead my classroom. In fact, the activities today were lesson planned by a different student. And so I feel like I'm different in the fact that I'm not a regular teacher. I don't just sit in front of my class and expect my kids to read books. I really want them to be a part of their education, and most of the time they teach me what new things that I maybe never learned before.
I kind of get to do different things all the time. I don't like monotony. I don't like doing this, 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 this. I like being able to change things up. And with teaching, I teach different lessons every day. Every year, I try to figure out different ways to teach it. So I think that's my favorite part, just being able to change things up and working with the kids. I mean, they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're exhausting, but they're a lot of fun. The goal is just to make kids want to learn, want to be in school, and want to learn after they're out of school as well. I mean, I watch videos for fun, SciShow, It's Okay to Be Smart. It's fun for me. So I kind of want them to have that same love of learning. We've got big brains because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to learn. And so many kids, they're here passively. They're not here to actively learn. And I want them to feel like, hey, I'm here, I want to learn, I want to better myself, and I want to keep doing this later on. So I think that's my goal, just to pass on that love of learning.
Now, what do we need to do first?
Round.
Jesus, what do we need to do first?
We
need to round it first. Which digit is my largest place value? Katie, which digit is my largest place value? 3 is my largest place value?
No, 7.
Well, I had a kid this year come into the class for about a week, and after that week, she'd been working on a whole bunch of work, and the girl came up to me and was just like, you know, I thought I was bad at math. I think I might be good at math now. I just walked away. And I love that. That's my favorite part, having kids where it's like, they think they're so bad at something, but really they just need to hear it differently. Once they hear it in a different way, they realize, oh, I'm not bad at this. I just have to start thinking about it differently.
1, 2,
What place value? 1. We can't get any more 1s. It's not possible, is it? No. Okay, 4 times 9. Who's got it? I mean, it's definitely cool. It's nice to be kind of recognized that I have made, a difference in students' lives, but I'm not doing this for awards or anything, and honestly, I didn't think I'd ever get nominated. But it's kind of nice knowing that someone's noticed that I've done something that's impacted kids, and it's nice to be appreciated for that.
Being a physical education teacher is having the opportunity to make a difference in the kids' lives on a daily basis. It's very important for me that by the end or being in my class that they're able to love PE and love working out and love to become lifelong learners in that regard. So it just makes my day, seeing the kids every day is fantastic. They're great, they're fun, they love it, I love it.
She's very excited about what she does. She takes PE seriously. She has posters up for the kids. She's very animated for the little ones, makes it fun for them, doesn't make running seem like it's a chore. She makes it fun. She makes exercise fun for the older. She helps them dance. She just makes it exciting and fun.
what it means to me is that as a PE teacher, me and other people in my field, of course, have worked really hard on trying to change the mindset that people have of the physical education classroom. A lot of the times people think of it as we're just rolling a ball out, we're just playing with the kids. And it is a really hard job, and we play with a lot of different kind of kids. And what's most important is that it makes me feel like that we're being acknowledged for the work that we're doing, that it is not the same PE classroom, and it shows others that if you strive to always strive for something, that you can be acknowledged for it. It feels great to be acknowledged for the hard work that you put in. So that's very most important as a teacher, to always give back what's been given to me and to provide a positive learning experience for our kids.
I think Dr. Herdman deserves the Crystal Apple Award because she finds a way to make what can be a difficult subject really accessible to kids, and so they can understand it in a way that provides deep learning.
And these are actual additives, sparklers, and fireworks in color.
I think Dr. Herdman is a really skilled teacher. She definitely understands the content, and she's really good at explaining it and really fleshing it out for her students. The way she explains things is very productive and quick, and it's easy to remember, which I think is probably one of the most important things for a class like chemistry, where it's a lot about understanding what's going on while at the same time remembering a lot of different stuff.
I enjoy teaching because of the relationships you get to build with the kids and that aha moment. Like, I get goosebumps every time. It doesn't matter who it is or how many times I've seen them get a new idea. I still get the goosebumps, and I love it. It makes me so excited to see them actually learning something again that tends to be difficult. The Crystal Apple is great. I'm so touched to be nominated even, and to have gotten this far is beyond what I ever expected. But I'm surrounded by such great people. There are so many people here that deserve it that, it's a team effort, and we all work together to get the best out of our kids. And so while I would love to receive it, there are many people that deserve it.
I just want to prepare students for the real world or college. I just want to prepare them. In English, a lot of times students don't want to do the mundane grammar, mechanics, the writing. English is not a favorite subject of too many people. And so I just want them to realize that you have to use these skills. You have to be able to read. You have to be able to think critically about what you've read. You have to be able to write and formulate sentences and, in everyday life. And then ultimately, you have to be able to present yourself in a polished manner. And so that's where the grammar and the mechanics, and I want students to be ready for the next level, whatever that level is.
Well, a brief way to study on an exam is like another study, like isolate yourself, repetition, and studying increments.
I enjoy interacting with the students. I enjoy getting to know them. I enjoy their successes with them. I like to be part of
their accomplishment and know that I'm making that difference to them. And so it kind of is, I learn just as much as they do sometimes, because they show me new ways of looking at life and, you know, different apps and technology, and hopefully I'm showing them new ways of looking at life too.
I feel like Mrs. Tripshaw deserves this award because she's a teacher that pushes me to try to do my best on everything, and I feel like she really tries to prepare kids for college and give them the skills necessary to go on further from high school.
I cannot honestly remember a time I wasn't ever teaching. It's weird. I am professionally as a career, it's been a long time, but when I was younger, I always was with my mom, who is a teacher, and I would help her in the nursery at church and help her learn, teach the students what they were learning. From there, I helped my dance teacher, and as a student teacher in her classes, and it just, I can't remember when I wasn't teaching.
That's cute.
Yeah.
This is Cessna for boys. And her 3 boys.
Well, I know this is the part of the program that the principals have been not waiting for, because they have speeches they have to present this evening for each one of the nominees.
What?
Yeah. I told Roger today to get his speech ready, and I told Mr. Ming to get his ready. The other one's surprise.
No.
With the videos, there's kind of been a change, and but we will have our principals of each one of our 6 candidates to come up here to the front so they can congratulate in front of everyone their teacher when the time comes. So I would like to have the principal, as their name is called, of the respective schools to come up. And I'm going to do this really in no particular order. We follow everything through Crystal Apple in alphabetical order. So if I could have the administrator for Michelle Byer, Jean Rush from Holcomb School District, would you come up, please? Barb Haaschild, our principal at Bernadine Sitz Intermediate Center. Janet Smith, our principal at Charles O. Stones Intermediate Center. Martha Darter, principal at A. Hubert Elementary School. Ryan Ming, Health and Trade Academy principal at Garden City High School. And Roger Singh, Garden City High School Arts and Communications Academy principal, who, by the way, was a 2009 Crystal Apple recipient. As I read your name, I would like to invite the Crystal Apple finalist teacher up here to the front to be congratulated, of course, by your administrator. And administrator, you'll be free to go sit down. And Crystal Apple recipient or honoree, please have a seat. Michelle Byer, math teacher at Holcomb High School. She'll be congratulated, of course, by her superintendent, Jean Rush. Rebecca Bernfin, who teaches social studies, science, and writing at Bernadine Sitz Intermediate Center. Sarah Drabinski, a special education math teacher at Charles O. Stones Intermediate Center. Kim Freeland, a special education, Kim Freeland, who teaches physical education at A. Hubert Elementary School. Dr. Jennifer Herdman, a chemistry and material science teacher at Garden City High School. Wendy Terpstra teaches English at Garden City High School. Well, the time is finally here for us to announce the 2016 Crystal Apple recipients. We will have two separate awards presentations at this time. Our first presentation will be the announcement of the 3 Crystal Apple finalists, and then that will be immediately followed by the recognition of the 3 Crystal Apple Award winners. I would like to invite Dina Sadler, editor and publisher of the Garden City Telegram, to the front. She will be presenting a certificate and a $250 check to each of the 3 finalists. Our first semifinalist tonight is Michelle Byer from Holcomb. Our second semifinalist is Sarah Durbinski. And our third semifinalist is Kim Freeland. Ladies, you represent the principles and dedication this award is meant to display. I would like to thank you personally, because I know what it was like going through the process. And you may now go ahead and sit down back at your table if you would like. I'd like to ask a few presenters to come up here this evening and help with some of the awards that we have now for our 3 Crystal Apple Award winners. Wow, that's a cool thing to say, isn't it? Laura Boers from Boers Law, she will be presenting a Crystal Apple. Kirby Haynes with Cox Communication will present each with an Apple iPad. And $1,000 checks will be given by Brian Vance of Black Hills Energy, Lorena Hinojas from Fry Eye Associates, and Dr. Paul Dow of High Plains Orthodontics. Our 3 teachers sitting up here in these chairs went through an exhausting process, and they earned the designation 2016 Crystal Apple Teacher. Our first, Rebecca Burnfin. Okay, come on back up and sit down. Dr. Jennifer Herdman. And Wendy Terpstra.
I forgot the Kleenexes. Please.
Each of our 3 Crystal Apple teachers that are sitting up here have been asked to provide a brief acceptance speech. Rebecca, would you like to go first?
Sure. Put on a good face like I do for my students. Where to start? Thank you, Garden City Chamber. You have no idea what a wonderful honor this is. There's not really much I can say, but thank you from the very bottom of my heart. I want to start by thanking my principal, Barb Hochschild, for allowing me to be myself in my classroom each and every day. Thank you to my former co-teachers and best friends, Hillary Watson and Bethany, for spending summers and prep time and weekends letting me be my silly, crazy self and allowing me to take risks. My co-teachers, Deanne Graham and Kara Pomeroy, for supporting me and making me have fewer gray hairs. Leanne Roderick for giving me opportunities in Garden City Public Schools that I don't think any other district would have. And I'm forever thankful for you 6 ladies. Thank you. There are 2 special boys who I also want to thank for their daunting hours of, like Laura said, cutting lamination, sorting my copies, stapling papers, nothing like a spouse and a kid could do. So James Levi and Chase Thomas, I thank you for that. Recently, Education and I both lost a dear friend and colleague. My high school ceramics teacher, Miss Euland, died a few days ago from a heart attack after a battle with cancer. She was one of my primary inspirations for becoming a teacher, and while in her class, Miss Euland taught me 3 things that I also use in my classroom daily. 1, don't be afraid to make mistakes. 2, when you're modeling clay, it's never going to come out exactly how you imagined it. 3, don't be afraid to be different. She always said that don't be afraid of creating something new. So that's why I try not to freak out when I fail, when lesson plans don't turn out the way I envisioned them, for the better or the worse. And while I give my best silly self to my students each and every day. When I fall short, I know my students are there to pick up and make the difference. That's why I wanted to thank my students last. Each and every one of you has changed me in some way. You mean the world to me, and you have taught me something small or large. I've adapted my teaching because of you, and because you are so forthcoming with your desire of what you want for your education. All too often, we don't give you guys enough credit for taking control of your own education and the effort that you give to us. So thank you to my students. You're truly the reason I am here tonight. And thank you.
Next, Jennifer Herdman, Garden City High School.
Wow. I'm going to be straight up honest. The jock in me took over and I got all superstitious and didn't write anything down. Even with all the science background, there's still a little bit of that in me. But first, thank you to the Chamber. This is it's been an amazing process, and just amazing to be recognized in this fashion. I definitely wouldn't be here if it weren't first for Renee Scott, who believed in me from the beginning. I was honestly afraid to get into the classroom because I have no education background. My PhD is in chemistry, and I thought I was going to do research, but I missed the kids too much. And she convinced me over and over and over again and gave me the strength to keep going and that I was doing the right thing. When she decided to move up, I struggled a lot, but I could not have asked for a better person to work for now. Ryan Ming, you have so much faith in me and I love it every day. and you always come in and you support our kids in everything that we're doing. And I couldn't work for somebody better. Also, thank you, Steve Norby. I brought you the idea of material science, and you let me run with it. Sometimes you shouldn't. But we still have a building, so. You guys are great to look up to and great to work for, as well as Kip and Sing in the back there. You've been friends and mentors, and you guys know I love you. Also, I would like to mimic Rebecca's sentiment. My kids are everything. They teach me everything every day, or teach me new stuff every day. They make my day. It's exhausting, it's challenging, it's everything I wanted it to be, but so much more. They keep me coming back every day. They make it fun. And finally, my parents, who came from Kansas City, and always believed in me no matter how crazy the idea. When I told them I had to go back to school for teaching, okay, whatever. But they definitely instilled education and the importance of it from the beginning. And we always had fun. And as my dad would say before every soccer game, it still does, you just gotta go out there and have fun and play hard. And that's what I hope we're doing in the classroom. So thank you guys all. Thanks to my students. And thank you, Chamber.
How do you follow that? I am so thankful to have this honor and to be named with the other 5 people named tonight. It's just very touching and very humbling as an experience. And I want to thank the Chamber for allowing such a great honor to be every year to recognize teachers, because though this has been out of my element to be congratulated and recognized and fawned and talked about, it's just out of my element, but it's been very rewarding, so thank you. I have probably too many people to thank, but I want to thank God for giving me the talent of teaching. Like the video said, I can't remember a time I wasn't, so I want to thank Him. And He gave me the perfect mother, because she has, she's an educator, and she's taught me everything I know, so I want to thank you all. My husband and kids, oh my, they have put up with so much. Grading English papers does not happen very quickly, in case you didn't know. And every trip we take, every vacation, I'm carting around a big bag of papers. And sometimes they get graded and sometimes they don't. But my kids and Phil have been so understanding, and I want to thank you guys. Kay, Karen, Kim, Shelly, I don't know what I would have done without you guys. They have been here for everything and have helped me through a lot. We've done a lot together, and though our group has gotten smaller over the years, and it's a great group to be part of. And thank you to Mr. Nordby, Mr. Singh, Mr. Kip, Mr. Ming. You guys and the rest of the faculty at Garden City High School are just awesome to work for. It has been a joy to go to work, and that's awesome. We were talking in class the other day, the kids were like, oh, I don't know if I could do what you do for as long as you do. And I said, yes, it's been a long time. And I said, but I love it every day. It's so fun to come to school, and it's been great. And finally, the students, though not too many of them are here tonight, they make life so much fun, and it's been a joy to be with them every day and to watch them succeed in life. And so I want to thank you all again, and I wouldn't have accomplished any of this without everyone else's support. And so the apple goes to all of us, not just me. Thank you.
I've been assured by Steve Dyer from the Chamber that next year's, because back in '95 we didn't get to give speeches, that I'll be able to give mine next year. Thank you, Steve. I'm on page 250. I've got it ready. Tonight's event shines a big spotlight on the very best educators in Finney County. These 6 ladies this evening bring dedication, enthusiasm, and professionalism to our classrooms every day. We hope your evening has been a most memorable one. With just 1 week away from Thanksgiving, we all do have a great deal to be thankful for. I would like to ask for all of the 6 finalists to come back up to the front here. You know, a lot of pictures need to be taken. And have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and thank you for coming this evening.